Rollo, who's been on the podcast as well, Rollo Tomasi, author of The Rational Male, he commented on one of my posts about him one time, even saying like, dude, Corey's all brand, always has been. He's always about the brand. He's a good salesman, you know.
And Rollo is a good example as well as a guy who his vibe is very pure. It's very calm. Some of the guys he hangs out with, I might not invite to dinner. I'm not gonna lie, but sure. Rollo, I love Rollo.
Yeah, well, Rollo he's a down to earth dude. He's written what's he on now? His 5th book that just came out, and
that came out quick.
And even though he was gracious enough to come on my podcast and stuff like that, if I DM him on Twitter, he'll reply to me. I was reading his religion book, and I had questions about it. I was like, hey, in this chapter you mentioned blah blah blah. Can you explain that better? And he I swear to God, for an hour sent me DMs just explaining everything, just breaking it down for me. He didn't have to do that, but Rollo's a good guy.
Rollo is a good guy, and I've heard of guys in our group, I think you might have known a few of them, who've actually written to him and wasted his time and asked for his advice and then not like the advice that he gave, because Rollo's advice is, spin those plates, and a lot of guys are not comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah,
but when you do, you're right, Rollo.
Right.
You're right.
I just put out a video about that yesterday, or maybe it was Sunday. And it was that there's this idea that when you're red pilled, that you can't have relationships, like you can't have monogamous relationships because it somehow goes against the red pill, because, Rollo talks about one-itis and spinning plates. But that's not the case. I mean, if you look at some of these prominent names in the red pill space, Rollo's married. I think Aaron Clary has a girlfriend, which is, super shocking to most people. Ryan Stone has a common law wife of 11 years. Paul Benjamin has an LTR. Rich Cooper has an LTR. Like these guys have spun the plates to find the right plate, and that's perfectly okay. It doesn't make them purple pilled or blue pilled or whatever to have one girl, and you can have one girl and not have one-itis. So yeah.
It's absolutely right, but you're doing it from your terms, you're doing it from your frame, you're doing it from an awareness of reality.
Yeah. And then the spinning the plates thing, that just happens to be the most efficient way to date.
Yeah, it is.
It is because before you got into this stuff, were you a plate spinner or were you sniper mentality dater?
Oh no. It was one at a time, and within a week we were spending all our time together, and I was starting to express feelings after a month. I was that guy.
Yeah.
I remember hearing back in my unplugged days, when I heard that people in London, typically date 4 to 5 people, I was like, what the fuck? That's so messed up. I am never. And now here I am doing exactly that.
What's up, brother? If you like this clip, go back and listen to the full episode. I guarantee you'll love it. Visit my channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe now. If you prefer to listen to longer episodes in audio format, the podcast is available on all major podcast platforms.